Meet the F-15E Strike Eagle, America's multirole fighter jet. Air-to-air and air-to-ground combat are both within the capabilities of the F-15E Strike Eagle, which is a dual-role fighter aircraft. The F-15E is equipped with a variety of avionics and electronic equipment, which allow the capacity to fight at low altitudes, during the day or night, and in any kind of weather. Featured items. The pilot and the weapons systems officer make up the two-person crew that operates the aircraft. The F-15E type is a dual-role fighter, while earlier versions of the F-15 were designed to engage in air-to-air combat. It can fight its way to a target from a great distance, destroy enemy ground positions, and then fight its way back out. The navigation system of the aircraft makes use of a laser gyro and a global positioning system to continuously monitor the position of the aircraft and transmit information to the central computer, as well as other systems, such as a digital moving map that is displayed in both cockpits. Aircraft personnel can detect ground targets from great distances, thanks to the APG-70 radar system. After making a sweep of a target region, the crew can freeze the air-to-ground map with this system, and then switch back to the air-to-air mode to check for any aerial threats. This is one of the features of the system. While the WSO designs take the ground target, the pilot can detect, target, and engage air-to-air targets during the air-to-surface weapon delivery. During this time, the pilot also has the ability to engage ground targets. The low-altitude navigation and targeting infrared for night or LANTIRN system enables the aircraft to strike ground targets with a range of precision-guided and unguided missiles, while flying at low altitudes at night and in any weather conditions. This is made possible by the system's ability to navigate and target infrared at night. The LANTIRN system, which consists of two pods affixed to the exterior of the aircraft, provides the F-15E with unrivaled accuracy in the delivery of munitions during both the day and the night, as well as in adverse weather conditions. Following the cues that are given on a heads-up display, the pilot is able to safely fly at a very low altitude because of the guidance pod's terrain following radar. This system also can be attached to the autopilot of the aircraft, which allows for hands-off terrain following capabilities. The targeting pod is equipped with both a laser designator and a tracking system, both of which enable it to identify an adversary at a great distance. After the tracking process has been initiated, the information needed to target the enemy is automatically sent to GPS or laser-guided bombs. The F-15E's rear cockpit, which houses the weapons systems officer, is widely regarded as one of the aircraft's most significant upgrades. This officer is able to display information from the radar, electronic warfare, or infrared sensors on 4 screens, monitor the status of aircraft or weapons, as well as probable threats, pick targets, and use an electronic moving map to navigate. The selection of new displays and the fine-tuning of targeted information is done with the use of 2-hand controls. Displays can be changed from one screen to another by selecting the appropriate choice from a menu of available displays. In addition to the 3 screens that are very similar to one another and are located in the front seat, the pilot also has a heads-up display that is made of transparent glass and is positioned directly in front of their eyes. The pilot doesn't need to look down into the cockpit to monitor the status of the weapons, for example. The forward-looking infrared sensor generates a video picture that is nearly identical to a view of the world during the daytime and displays it on the screen. This makes the screen even more crucial when it is used at night. The Pratt & Whitney F-100PW220 and 229 engines that power the F-15E utilize cutting-edge digital technology, which allows for enhanced overall performance. The F-15E is powered by 2 of these engines. For instance, pilots of an F-15E aircraft equipped with a digital electronic engine management system are able to accelerate from idle power to maximum afterburner in fewer than 4 seconds. This represents an improvement of 40% over the capabilities of the previous engine control system. A more rapid acceleration of the engine results in a more rapid takeoff and a more precise response when maneuvering. The F-100PW220 engines have a thrust output of 25,000 pounds each, while the F-100PW229 engines are capable of producing 58,000 pounds of thrust apiece. The low-drag conformal fuel tanks that hub the fuselage of the F-15E each can carry 750 gallons of fuel in total. The tanks store their weapons on short pylons rather than the traditional weapon racks. This helps to reduce the amount of drag created by the Strike Eagle and further extend its range. The F-15E can carry the vast majority of the Air Force's weaponry for air-to-ground missions. For the air-to-air duty, it may also be equipped with AIM-9M Sidewinders, AIM-120 Advanced Medium-Range Air-to-Air Missiles, or AIM-120 Advanced Medium-Range Air-to-Air Missiles. The E-type additionally includes a 20mm gun that is internally mounted and can carry up to 500 rounds of ammunition. Background. The exceptional maneuverability and acceleration of the F-15 are both made possible by the aircraft's high engine thrust-to-weight ratio as well as its low wing loading. It was the first operational aircraft in the United States to have engines whose thrust was more than the plane's laden weight, which allowed the plane to accelerate even while it was climbing vertically. When combined with a high thrust-to-weight ratio, low wing loading, which refers to the ratio of an aircraft's weight to its wing area, is an essential factor in maneuverability. This ratio helps the aircraft to make sharp turns without sacrificing its forward momentum. In July of 1972, the F-15 took to the skies for the very first time. The first Eagle was delivered to the 58th Tactical Fighter Training Wing at Luke Air Force Base in Arizona in November of 1974. Shortly after that, training commenced in both the F-15A and the F-15B variants of the aircraft. The very first F-15 to be assigned to a combat squadron was flown into Langley Air Force Base in Virginia, home of the first Tactical Fighter Wing, in January 1976. Both the single-seat F-15C and the two-seat F-15D variants were initially delivered to Kadena Air Base in Japan in 1979 when they were added to the inventory of the United States Air Force. These versions were outfitted with production Eagle package enhancements, which included a higher maximum takeoff weight of 68,000 pounds, an additional 2,000 pounds of internal fuel capacity, and capabilities for hauling outside conformal fuel tanks. In April of 1988, the first F-15E production model was given to the 405th Tactical Training Wing at Luke Air Force Base in Arizona. This took place in the United States. So this is the end of our today's video. If you like it, kindly give your valuable response in our comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more interesting and informative videos.